Morning, everybody. We're glad you're with us for the February 28th, 2023 meeting of Henderson County Fiscal Court. We welcome those watching online. We'll begin, as we always do, with an invocation. If you'd please join me and stand in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, please watch over this body as we work to do the best we can for our citizens. Please watch over the folks in this room who have joined us today. Please watch over our first responders as they continue their important work. Please watch over our men and women in uniform, both here and abroad. Please give your blessings to our community. We say these things in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Master Starks?
Here.
Master Putman?
Here.
Master Southard?
Here.
Master Tompkins?
Here.
Master Berry is absent.
Gentlemen, you have before you the minutes of the February 14th, 2023 Fiscal Court meeting. After a period of review, I'll entertain a motion to approve those.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any corrections, clarifications, additions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It is Judges Scholar time again, and we have with us esteemed guests, friends of the court, and people that we just love to hang with. And I will ask Grace Lawson to join me right here in front of the podium. We're going to read a special proclamation around.
Whereas Grace Lawson has been chosen by Niagara Elementary School to be the recipient of the Judges Scholar Award for exceptional efforts in both academics and school activities, and whereas Grace's hard work and dedication in making most of the educational experiences and developing positive relationships with teachers and other students will lead to future success, and whereas success is measured in many different ways, whether it be passing of tests, scoring the winning point, achieving a particular goal, or taking necessary steps for overall improvement, and whereas the Henderson County school system could not let Grace's efforts go unnoticed, and whereas the Henderson County Fiscal Court supports the school system and acknowledges these accomplishments as being significant because students such as Grace Lawson will be our future leaders. And now, therefore, I, Brad Schneider, County Judge Executive of Henderson County, join with the Henderson County Fiscal Court to proclaim today, February 28, 2023, as Grace Lawson Day.
Good, sir. How are you this morning?
Good.
Grace, you get to spend the rest of the meeting up here on the podium, the dais. Get to watch how the sausage is made. Inner circle up here. Congratulations, Grace, and I'll warn you the exciting part of the meeting is now over. The rest is just government, But congratulations again, we're proud of you. And we were joking, the last couple of judges scholars have actually voted aye on several resolutions and votes we've taken, so feel free, but really doesn't count. Okay. Couple housekeeping things. Of course, David Curlin was elected as family court judge in Henderson County, and he occupied a spot on the Library Board of Trustees. Therefore, we need to make a new replacement for that spot, and the library submitted 2 names to me, and after interviewing both candidates, I'm going to recommend to the Fiscal Court that we appoint Tiffany Seitz, retired educator, and somebody who's very passionate about the library, as occupying that seat, finishing out that term. So if that is amenable, I'll entertain a motion to approve Tiffany Seitz to the Library Board.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We have recommendations on the Judicial Center boiler replacement. I see James Bosler, if he wants to come up and give us a briefing on his review of the bids and his recommendation.
Morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, sir.
I have 3 bids, all of which we've already opened. And we have thermal service at $139,230. We have DeBraw, which
No.
we can't even accept because it was not
DeBraw
submitted.
was no bid.
Yeah.
There was no bid.
And we have HFI at $122,050. As far as the scope of work goes, HFI did kind of expect it out exactly for what we were wanting. And that's going to be my recommendation.
We did do research on this, and we also checked with DeBraw, which will be servicing this new boiler, and they were in agreement with both the equipment choice and the spec, meeting of the specs. So.
Well, another thing that makes this kind of good with DeBraw being our contractor and HFI doing it is the contractor that came and looked at the job worked alongside with Daniel at Shekel, and the technicians that are going to be helping them also worked alongside with them. So it's a good cohesive relationship.
Daniel at DeBraw.
Yes.
Yeah. DeBraw. So we have a recommendation to take the Harrelfish Inc. bid for the new Judicial Center boiler at $122,000. Any other questions of James? Entertain a
Move to
motion
accept.
approve it. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other questions of James or discussion? Taylor, you look perplexed.
No, I'm trying to remember back from when we talked about the discrepancy. It's quite a large number between 122 and 139. Just trying to make sure we're getting the same. We're comparing apples to oranges, and I'm just trying to go back in my head. And I remember why when we talked and asked the questions about the HFI, but I was just trying to go through to make sure I was squared away.
And we double-checked HFI's bid to make sure it was
Yes.
on point.
Right, and that's what I was wanting to make sure of there. Right. Thank you, Judge.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Passes. Thank you, James. And next, Engineer Nick Stallings with a recommendation on our fuel bids.
All right, for Henderson County fuel bids, we had 2 bidders. We had Heritage Petroleum, and then we had Home Oil, and they bid on 3 different products. One was off-road diesel, one was on-road diesel, and the other was unleaded fuel. And Home was the clear winner. They only bidded 4 cents over the wholesale price. So what typically a fuel company will do is they'll have a wholesale that they buy it at, then with the applicable taxes they put on the fuel, then they have a markup, and Home bidded 4 cents over the markup. So that's essentially their profit for the fuel they deliver. So they were the clear winners.
Recommendation from Home Oil. Any other questions about that? Entertain a motion to approve that.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Hearing no other questions, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And Nick, you have a hiring recommendation for us, too.
Yes, back in the first part of January, our solid waste coordinator, Nancy Watkins, stepped away to go to a different venue. In the meantime, we had an employee who's worked his way up from the ranks. He started about 4 or 5 years ago with the department. He's worked his way up through the ranks with the recycling solid waste portion. He was acting. We had submitted applications for the position. Nobody had the qualifications that we were looking for, had any type of experience in the solid waste or recycling area. So Eric, he did, and so that's who we were looking to hire, was Eric Higgs. He's been with the department for 5 years, and he's done a tremendous job while he's taken over, getting things back in line, looking through, what parts of the venue could be changed, what may make it, run smoother, and definitely been an asset while Nancy's been gone, and I think he would do a good part in taking over that position.
I agree. I think in a short time, Eric's really taken that job by the horns, and we already have a spring cleanup schedule here in front of me, which is good. I assume it's a partial schedule at this point.
Yes, and I would, since I'm not on the agenda, I would talk about that in the county, but if not, I can talk about it now.
Well, let's finish this bit of business. I get a good sense that Eric is eager to really learn everything he can about this job that he hasn't done already, and I would say I support the recommendation. Do you have a salary level?
43.
43?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm guessing that's right on line with what the outgoing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions? Nice to get this.
Oh,
Just
absolutely.
done taking care of.
Yep. Yes, and he's taken off, and we've worked through a few things, and we've tried to figure out what could be a little more advantageous down there. That he's been looking at different vendors to buy the recycling rather than staying with the same vendor. He's been looking at doing price
That's good.
checkings and trying to figure out what we can move versus what they can move, because obviously they have a transportation cost if they come and pick it up. We have trailers, we have trucks, we have personnel that we can move it. So he's taking that in effect for trying to get rid of our commodities. So it's definitely a good jump.
And to clarify, both solid waste coordinator and recycling coordinator fall under the same position. So.
Yes.
Could I ask, I know in the past, I think part of this position also included trying to do more public outreach and education to stimulate more recycling throughout the county. Is that something that we can look forward to?
Yes, and as of right now, what we typically do is we have a contract with WSON for ads ran through them. The Gleaners,
$9,000 worth, Bill.
yeah, $9,600.
Good for them.
Yes, and so we run ads through them as far as outreach, talking about recycling. We have a big output in the school system, and then we run 5x8s and pull behinds for them to recycle as they go. We try to do these spring cleanups and fall cleanups to keep things out of our ditches. Obviously, we work well with the city, landfill. How we can push things along and keep things out of our ditches is ultimately what the main goal is. We try to run recycle anything we can. Anything that we see a commodity wise, we work with a lot of business around throughout Henderson. Either pick up their cardboard, their plastics, their aluminum. We do the same thing. We pick up all theirs. We bring it back to our facility. We bale it, and then we send it off as commodity. So that money goes right back into the general fund, kind of a circle of life kind of deal. So.
Yeah, I just noticed a collection bin just behind Holy Name School. I didn't
Absolutely,
realize.
yes.
So
yes,
there.
so we do every school.
Mhm.
We do. There's probably 25 businesses that are done throughout the Henderson. We got a team that just their daily job is run out, collect, drop off an empty, pick up a full, bring it back to the lot, and then to the facility, and then go and bale it, and then just round robin. So there's a lot of recycling being done.
Eric's also working on a plan to open the recycling center for half-days on Saturday, which has been a
That'd be
frequent
huge,
request.
yeah. That'd be a
Yes.
big deal.
So Nancy had that in the works before she left.
Yes, we were just trying to figure out how we could do it and what we could do to make recycling, available for the Saturday. So, but we're gonna try to work on either maybe doing one day a month or possibly trying to do, leaving a retainer outside of the gate, and then, having people bring in the recyclables and, place it in the respective bins. Just hoping we can keep,
Yeah.
that down to.
As long as they don't abuse it and make it a
Absolutely,
problem.
yes, yes.
Absolutely.
We've done that before. It wasn't abused.
Yes.
Well, anyway.
Sounds
I
good.
think,
Thank you.
Any other questions about Eric's hire? Can I get a motion to approve at $43,000 a year?
So
That's-
moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? You want to discuss the cleanup real quick?
Yes, so what we're gonna do with cleanups, we used to run two different sites in the fall and in the spring at the same side, back and forth, and that was running our rollback driver, crazy. We couldn't keep up with the amount of refuse coming in. So what we're gonna do is do a little bit different schedule this year. As y'all can see in the paper I gave you all, we're gonna do March 31st through April 1st. So it's a Friday, Saturday. We're gonna be at Niagara Fire Department. That will be, 8 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon, for both Friday and Saturday. That way we have one location. We can man one location. We don't have to take away from our road department to keep it running, 2 different locations. Then as you see, 2 weeks later, from April 14th to April 15th, we're gonna be at the Basket post office / park area. That's where that will be at for District 1. And then District 3 will be Smithville's Fire Department from April 28th through 29th. So that will be the spring cleanup. Then we're gonna follow fall cleanup, the last weekend of September through October. And then we're gonna find a place, more likely Reed area, and then we're gonna be around Roberts area in District 2, then District 3 would be Cairo. So we'll try to rotate that around because we found that people would actually drive to where they have to go, obviously, versus, taking all the way up to the county city landfill and paying, their prices. They would drive, plus it would keep us from having to shut down a road work day to man 2 sites that doesn't get the amount of traffic that one site would, so.
But to clarify, any resident of the county
Yes.
can bring
Yeah,
their refuge to any of these first 3 spots
Yes.
this spring.
Yes, as long as they're county residents, we have open for cleanup, like trash, big items they want to get rid of. We'll allow 4 tires per individual. So that just keeps service stations from dropping off 50 tires that we got to pay for to get rid of.
So when you develop, flesh out a media release on that,
Yes,
let us
yes,
know. And
yes.
we'll spread it
I'll
far
send
more.
to Kurt. He's got his avenues. He sends it through, and I'll get a hold of Bill, trying to get it on WSON, and we'll put it out in our normal media facets.
All righty, sounds good. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate
Awesome.
it. Next, Melissa Fambro. It's nice to see a new operations manager at the Animal Control Office. Last couple meetings.
Oh, well. One, right?
Not an easy job.
Yeah. I'm just here for moral support. I apologize in case we're not providing the information that you need. And please let us know if you need more than what we're doing. So we had 80 ACO calls since last month. We picked up 37 strays, and we returned 12 to the owners. And we are going to increase our prices as of March 1st, and the adoption fees will be $25. Surrender fee and reclaim fees will increase $10. Of course, like everything else, prices are going up. That's to offset the inflation on our cost of operation. So adoption fees for puppies will be $175, adult dogs $150, senior dogs $100, kittens $75, and adult cats $50. And then the owner surrender reclaim fee, so that means if someone lost their dog, we picked it up, and they have to come and pick it up at the facility, it will go up to $35. And then I'm starting ACO training, and I will also have signed up for euthanasia training in Davis County in March.
Yeah, so the euthanasia training, we actually reached out to the Kentucky Board of Vets, and Davis County just put in a really nice spay-neuter clinic over there, and so they're able to host trainings for Western Kentucky. I kind of gave them the contact to Ashley over there at Davis County Animal Control, and they're hosting the euthanasia training, so it's saving us thousands of dollars of sending people to Chicago to stay downtown, because normally they're in downtown Chicago, it's very expensive.
Yeah.
So that's been really nice. So everyone on the animal control side will be certified as of March 16th.
And we have full complement of ACO officers. Is that right?
Yeah, I
3?
believe so.
3 plus Melissa, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has not been sworn in yet, but as soon as she gets done with her CACA training, we'll
I
get
know-
in a
Master Putman and I have been discussing lately, I think you might have had a recent meeting with Buzzy Newman at the city.
Trying to put together one, what I
yeah,
understand.
I answered him last week and told him my available days for this
Monday,
week.
Thursday, Friday of
Yeah.
of this week.
Correct.
Thanks for bringing it up, Judge. I haven't heard any more about it.
I have
So,
not either.
Button every time.
Whatever we want to partner well with the city, we want to alleviate their concerns, so I encourage you, whatever it takes to make sure that they have full confidence in the ACO's office, please do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I was going to reach out to you after the meeting, but I had not heard back from Buzzy yet. So, I mean, after that meeting, I will definitely. And I'm
Yeah,
sure
are you
Butch
going
will.
to stay around for the whole meeting? Because
Yeah.
I'd like to
Talk
touch on
about
a few
it
things
after.
with you.
Yeah, he didn't really tell me what it was in regards to. I think I have a good idea, but I thought that problem had been corrected. So,
Did I forget, or did we just kind of drop the whole idea of raising the price for tags?
well, we were going to see how this year went. So we had talked about doing the $5. We had one vet that was on board, but not the rest of them.
Okay.
And we kind of wanted to see. So I've been really pushing animal control to make sure that everyone has their city county tags, which we have increased that. Just doing budget numbers for next year, we've increased that by, I think, $500 already this year at the $2 tag. So they're really pushing that and making sure every stray that comes in has to have their rabies city county tags. Every animal that's adopted has it, obviously within the county. So they've been doing a lot better than that, and then we were going to revisit that for the coming year.
Yeah, but we didn't-
once we saw the numbers.
We didn't get any real cooperation from the local vets to it.
We're getting
I think we
more.
have,
I mean,
wasn't there one?
the real problem is they don't necessarily want to keep the record of it,
Got it.
is what I've heard. Now, Dr. Cunningham in that office on Clutie was very open to doing it. Dr. Nichols is halfway retiring.
Retired.
The other, yeah. So Dr. Wilborn has bought that practice. So I have an appointment to talk to her next week and kind of see what we can get worked out with her. So we're working on it, but it's a
Good.
little bit of a road.
I knew it kind of went quiet. Just I thought maybe I'd forgotten something, but
No, I've still been on the back end kind of working on it, but I said we thought we were going to readdress it the following year. So
Yeah. Got it.
still
Thank
been
you.
having the conversations, just
All
may
right.
take a little bit.
Thank you, Kendra.
So what's our back to raising the prices of adoption and stuff? What is our adoption rate? Or how long, I guess what I'm asking, how long do we keep them before they're,
I mean, it just depends on the animal. So, I mean, we have some animals that are there for 5 days. We have some animals, an owner surrender. It just depends. Puppies normally don't last very long. They're normally pre-adopted before they're even ready to walk out the door. The main thing that stays longer is animals that don't like other animals. So, or, we have some animals that are great with cats and hate dogs. It just depends. Generally, the average is 15 days.
so do you think raising the price may affect that?
We're still the
Negatively?
cheapest
Yeah, I was gonna
out
say
of anybody.
price-wise, yeah.
So puppies are $175. If you go to Evansville, they're $300.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the difference right now is a lot of rescues are pulling from breeders that can't get rid of animals. I mean, just the state of animals is in very dire crisis across the country. I mean, even up north is very full. So, I mean, I think we're raising prices $25, which isn't terrible on adoption fees. We're still cheaper than
Right.
anybody else. And then owner surrender and reclaim fees, we find people have trouble even paying the $25, so we're just increasing that $10 to see how it goes. And, you know, if people are struggling with that, you know, we always make a deal with them of like, hey, you can volunteer your time, or you can, you know, we want people to be able to have their animals back. So we try very hard to make deals with them the best way we can.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other discussion or questions? Thank you both. Keep up the good work.
Yep.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
guys. We appreciate you.
Here's a treat. I get to finally introduce to Henderson County Fiscal Court a jail report from Jailer Bruce Todd.
Absolutely.
Nice to see you, Bruce.
We are so glad to
you're
see
on
you.
the man. Yeah.
Thank you, Judge, Magistrates, County Attorney, and Court Clerk. It is a great time here to be able to come before y'all this morning. Been a long road. It's not the way I wanted to start out, of course, but that's what I've been dealt with. So everything's going well. I appreciate all the thoughts and the prayers that I felt across this whole county. My phone was ringing off. Cindy had to take it away from me. But it is great. The detention center is going well. We're beginning to start our community service program tomorrow. We'll be at the county garage, I think. There's some folks, girls.
That's good news.
And so that's good. I'm gonna tell you, y'all can be very proud of the team that's out there. They've done an excellent job of keeping things going. They keep me informed. I've been going out a couple hours every 2 or 3 days a week, and Lori sends me home with a stack of stuff to do, so I've been busy, and it's going well, and I just appreciate the opportunity to be here, and still weak. It'll come. It takes a while for an old man to get to recover. So, just any questions or?
No, I know you got a lot of work to do to catch up, and
Yeah.
getting ready for budgeting season already, and I know
Budget's
that's going to
coming.
be a challenge. I will terrifically compliment Lori Quarles. Standing in your stead, she did a great job. Appreciate her very much. And it's in many ways we consider it kind of a new day, a fresh start in our relationship with your whole team.
Yeah.
Not that it would, from our end, was ever in question, but it's nice to clean that slate. And please express our appreciation for everything
Yeah.
our detention center group does. I know it's a tough job.
Look forward to working with y'all.
Same here.
And Grace, my son and daughter went to Niagara, and it, Henderson County has a great school system, but Niagara's one of the best. So,
Thank you,
no
Bruce.
question. Thank y'all.
Nice
If we
to
can
see you
help
on
you,
the
let
man,
us know.
Bruce.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Next is County Clerk Renise Abner.
Okay. Bernice's staff is, Renisa and her staff are in training today, but she did, you guys have all had the clerk's report in your package. And she does have a check to remit today for $102,062.23 for excess fees for the month.
Get a motion to accept
So
her
moved.
report.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Say aye.
Any opposed? Mr. Gold.
Judge, I've got several checks today. A Aflac reimbursement, $203.66. Health insurance, $7,357.649. Dental and life insurance, $468.22 and $13.89. Jail fees collected, $138.75. Interest in the amount of $378.08. More health insurance checks, $1,476 and $649, and more dental and life, $157.69 and $13.89, bringing today's total to $11,505.18, and the fiscal year total to date to $156,005.01. And Grace said that she has never held $11,505.18. And I told her it's just like being an adult. It's going to come in and it's going to go out very quickly.
Give it right to the government.
Moved to accept, Judge.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other questions of Mr. Gold? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And thank you, Grace. I call up Treasurer Brenda Ryder. We have some three financial matters to discuss.
You've received the transfers, and the transfers are as presented, and this is redistributing appropriations within the existing budget. We are completing our 8th month of our current fiscal year, and these transfers are allowable, and you will be seeing these probably more on the page as we move towards June 30th. But they are acceptable, and they are within the budget.
For Taylor and Bill, when we get to these towards the last quarter, last 4 months, stuff that has popped up or budget guesses that aren't quite working out the way we'd hoped or are doing really well, invariably lead to more transfers to keep moving money around to make
Checks
sure
and
that we
balances.
cover all our bills. And we can't spend any money out of any line item that has gone over budget, so sometimes we have to move money to cover those. It's not unusual at all. Again, when we budget at the beginning of the year, it's an educated guess, and then you figure out how to, within reason, within the umbrella of the total budget, to plug holes as they come open. So typical of February, March, April, and May. So any other questions about that? And you will see that the two big-ticket items there in the road department are to keep adding more rock materials, doing shoulders, right, Nick? And also the $310,000 for the grader that we approved last meeting are incorporated in these transfers. So any other questions? We have a motion to accept the transfers.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Feel free to ask. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next.
You've received your bank balances, and after paying claims today, your day-to-day appropriations lines should be at approximately 66%. And I do have a couple of additional claims. From the road fund to Boyd Company, $300,500. This is for the grader, which was approved at a previous court meeting and is to come from the new machinery equipment appropriation line. From the jail fund to Republic Services, $612.60. This is for service and is to come from the contracted services other appropriation line. That's all the additional claims.
Before we vote on that, I'll note, as you heard Treasurer Ryder say, we should be at about 66% of budget at this point. General fund expenses are at 59%, so I appreciate all the hard work of our department heads and elected officials for keeping those in line. Our revenue is tracking well, as expected. So far, so good.
Judge, I move we pay the claims.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other questions of Brenda? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
I don't have any old business, but I know we have a couple guests, and I'll call up Alex Cottle from Department of Local Government, who has an invitation about some really good news. Welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
Morning, Alex.
Good
Morning,
to be with
sir.
you all. Always good to be with hometown folks. It was a short drive today, which I appreciate. But a couple of quick invites and one reminder, too. On Monday at the library, 5:30 p.m., GRAD is hosting an elected officials training, so hope you all can be there for that. We'll be there as well to share a little more in-depth about DLG's programs. And then next Wednesday, March 8th, Governor Andy Beshear is returning to Henderson. He'll be at Gallery 101 at the Depot on Water Street to announce some nonprofit funds going back to our community at 4:30 p.m. So hope you all can join us for that. Over $1.5 million is going
I was going to say you're underselling it a little bit.
Yeah, $1.5 million going to nonprofits in our community. And this was a bipartisan effort between the governor and the General Assembly to set up the Team Kentucky Nonprofit Assistance Fund. So worthy groups, including our Humane Society, are going to be getting some checks next Wednesday. So I hope you all can join us 4:30 p.m. at the gallery. And if we can ever be of assistance, we're happy to help, and it's a privilege to serve with each and every one of you. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
I'm glad to hear the DLG will be at that session on Monday night. I encourage you to go.
Yep.
Not only will you learn about grad programs, of which there are myriad, DLG is a great partner too. So, thank you again. Is there anything else from our audience for good of the county? With that, I'll turn it over to our magistrates. I'm going to give Bill a chance to go first this time.
I
Magistrate
appreciate that. Thank
Starks.
you. And just good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. And boy, it's my privilege to say good morning to Ms. Lawson. And thank you for being with us, and congratulations. And, keep up the hard work. It's 99% perspiration and 1% inspiration, I think, is how you get to be a success. So it's keep nose to the grindstone, and I think you'll do very well. You've got a great family and great support system here in Henderson. I had a chance to go to the budget workshop last Friday, which the Department of Local Government helped to put on with the Area Development District down in Hopkinsville, and that was very informative. So if anyone can be excited about budgets, I'm looking forward to. I know we'll get into the thick of things here pretty soon with workshops and things like that. So hopefully getting more and more prepared for that. And otherwise, all is good. I can't believe it's almost like springtime out there, and we're here on the last day of February, so enjoy that. And take advantage of the recycling center, if I can use this as a little plug for that. And certainly, write down those spring cleanup dates. Those are always a good time to keep our community looking the best that it can. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Mr. Gold?
Judge, things are good in the county attorney's office. Grace, congratulations. She's been one of the more engaged and involved judges scholars that we've had in quite a while. She has some really good questions. Some I had to go, I don't know. No, she's great. And congratulations. Like I said earlier, there's one person in the entire county who this day has been proclaimed to be their day, and that's you. Nobody else can say that. That's a really big deal. And I know you've got a great school and a great family behind you. So congratulations to you all for raising such a great kid. Keep it up. The sky's the limit for you. Don't forget to dream big. Dream big, because you're going to be able to reach all of those things, because you've got the ability, you've got the support system behind you. Definitely do that. And any time that you can give your basketball coach some trouble, Mr. Evans in our office, Kyle Evans, anytime you can do that. The checks that you handed the judge earlier today, Mr. Evans Coach Evans put all those together. So that's when you wonder what he actually does. He handles all the money in the county attorney's office. Yes, and he is just as organized on the court as he is off. So that's good. Judge, I think you wanted me to bring up something about some building permit fees. At the judge's request, magistrates, I'd looked into the building permits. Currently, Henderson County's is a 1% building permit fee. There had been some concerns about whether that was in line with other communities around the Commonwealth. Turns out that just on a preliminary review, we could be a little more in line with some other communities and with the state. I've done some looking. There are a few different ways that different communities do it, both cities and counties. The state has adopted a fee that is, or a fee schedule that is based on square footage for the permit and inspection. And they basically got a menu of so many cents per square foot. Several counties have adopted that: Shelby, Marshall, Oldham, Bullitt, Warren, Woodford. Some counties have a more complicated formula. Boone County's got one that I think you need, a graphing calculator to figure out. Then there's a few cities that have, rather than a 1%, they do 1/10 of 1%. So what the judge has asked me to do is just kind of inform the court that there are there's some room for improvement there to be more in line with other communities and to spur development within the county by not having fees that are out of line. So we want to be in line with other communities, and so I'll be at the next meeting coming back to you with some more details about what other communities are doing. And like I said, there's a couple of different ways of doing it apparently. One way is just following the state on their cents per square foot, and some other communities do it based on the cost of the construction project. Most seem to be in line with the states, but they're kind of two main camps there. And what I'll do is I'll get you some information on both of those, and then the court can make some decisions on whether or not you want to direct me to draw up an ordinance that would be in line with either one of those approaches.
Thanks, Steve. And this is real money we're talking about, because just a quick, very simplified example, home where the estimated construction cost is $250,000, that equates to a $2,500 construction permit fee in our current schedule. If it was 1/10 of 1%, it would be $250, which would make that home much more, affordable for families. So just one example. We'll wait for Steve to get back with us and consider all that.
Can I just add, what does the city charge, just out of curiosity?
1/10 of 1% after a base fee, then 1/10 of 1%.
And then on top of that?
Yeah, it's
Kind
a little
of
more
a formula,
complicated. Yeah,
yeah.
it's base fee and then based on construction. There is a statute that says that the fee is supposed to be based on the actual cost of the inspector to go out and do it. So that's why I think a lot of people have gone with the square footage rather than a cost-based approach. But that's something that fiscal court can go either way on, and I think we probably ought to get some input from Randy Tassa on the amount of time it actually takes to inspect some of these projects.
Thanks, Steve. Master Putman?
Thank you, Judge. Grace, congratulations. I think Mr. Gold kind of hit it right on the head with everything he said, and just as Jailer Todd said, my grandson went to Niagara, so I know it's a great facility, and I know your parents they got to be tickled to death, the grins on their face. So you started out on the right foot, and just kind of keep on that track, and I think you're going to turn out just great. And again, congratulations, and Judge, all is good in the fourth.
Thank you. Master Tompkins?
All right.
Are you taking her to lunch?
I absolutely am. So you need to be thinking of your favorite place you want to go. So we'll go do it up big. But obviously, I'm partial to Niagara. It's my home area, so we know how to do things over there, and we're super proud of you. First and foremost, I just want to encourage you to keep being the respectful, kind person that you are, and remember, being a leader is doing what's right when nobody's looking. So we're super proud of you. Doing lots of things out in District 2 with lots of help from judge and respective magistrates' advice, so all things are good. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Master Southern?
Congratulations again. Congratulations to y'all, because you have to be proud, and it's a big deal. It really is. I followed a radio host and a lawyer, so I don't have anything else to say. But District 3's looking pretty good. We had I call it tsunami. I never seen the water come up and go down as fast as it did last week, but it didn't do much damage, it don't look like, so we're good. Hopefully, that's it.
Yeah, I know you're getting geared up.
Yeah,
this time of year.
trying to, but all's good in District 3.
Thank you. And again, I'll congratulate you, Grace. It's a big deal. Enjoy the day. Make sure you have extra dessert with Master Tompkins. And I know your parents, and I'm sure they're proud. And I will say this about Kyle Evans, who it was nice for him to come up and join us for the picture taking. Sometimes it's an honor to have a good coach that pushes you and elevates you to other levels, and then there are times when you have to overcome your coaching, and I think probably it's the latter, but either way, it's going well, right? So
They've won how many tournaments this year? This season? They've come in second in 2 or 3, and they've won all the others. So it's a great team, but I think the coach is pretty good.
Well,
too.
key to any good coaching is good players. I mean, just ask any
I'm going
coach.
to take up for the Evans family and their coaching skills.
But congratulations again. Thank you to the Fiscal Court. I'm once again really glad to see Bruce Todd with us. we really do keep you in our thoughts on those rough months. And I know your family was very, very supportive of you and your church community. And just glad you're back. With that, I don't have anything else for good of the county. Unless anybody has one more thing, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor can leave.